Scott Skiles quit, and obviously there's talk about they wouldn't apparently give him an extension. There's been ramblings about him not seeing eye to eye with a GM. That one guy, the GM wants to go young, Skiles wants to play vets. Obviously, difference of philosophy, which is always what leads to a divorce. So he walked, and now it would appear to me that there's another good job out there in the NBA available for somebody to find a good gig. One way or the other, Frank Vogel's going to find himself a nice gig, it would appear to me. He's got a good gig on TV for sure, and he can definitely coach. I think there's been some question as to whether he's tough to deal with in terms of that he does it his way and doesn't really cooperate or listen to anybody, tell him what to do in terms of management. So in other words, the Warriors had a power structure in place from top to bottom, and even with their GM. And I don't think that Jackson appreciated their positions or their thinking or their philosophies, and he did it his way. So they whacked him, and then they gave the job to Kerr, and Kerr's become the two-time coach of the year, whatever, and he's won a championship. So, Mark Jackson, I don't think did a bad job in Golden State. I just don't think he handled the power structure and other opinions, other philosophies of other suits. He wasn't in a position where he felt like he had to listen to anybody, and so they got rid of him. Now, I think he's got a reputation now for that after his Golden State stint. That's just my opinion, and I think some teams are probably leery of him. If I were Phil Jackson, I would certainly have considered Mark Jackson for the Knicks because of his history with the Knicks. That he would be a great coach for the Knicks, but obviously it would appear to me that Phil Jackson wouldn't even consider him. So, much like Patrick Ewing, who they wouldn't even consider, I think Mark Jackson falls under that same umbrella. So, I have no idea where Mark Jackson will end up, but if I were the Magic, I'd hire Frank Vogel in a second. Or Memphis. And then Houston, obviously, they're weirding out. I mean, in my opinion, it's just strange to me that they're like hot on Kenny the Jet Smith. I think Kenny's a great TV analyst. Stranger things have happened. We'll see if he can coach. If they give him that job, I'll believe it when I see it that he's a great coach. You can't tell me at this point that he's a better coach than what they had in McHale, and they let him go. And then the bigger staff guy, he wants no part of it. He doesn't even want to be there anymore. So it is what it is in Houston.